Meet Castela Emoryi, member of 𝘊𝘊𝘵𝘺𝘊𝘴𝘵𝘺, commonly known as Emoryi's Crucifixion thorn, 𝘊𝘊𝘴𝘺, and Corona de Cristo. Castela is a California native shrub to tree occurring in the southern Mojave Desert. Outside of California, it's found occurring in the Sonoran Desert of Arizona, extending south into northwestern Mexico. It has a widely scattered localized population, ranging in height from 6.5 to over 13 feet. Its twigs are densely pubescent, covered with short white hairs. Its branches are thorn-like with stout tips. Mature plants are essentially leafless, and those that do have leaves become deciduous with drought. You'll notice that the stems are green, which tells us that the plant has chlorophyll and is capable of photosynthesis despite there not being leaves. The flowers are imperfect, having unisexual flowers that are pollinated by insects and bumblebees. The fruits of Castela can remain on the species for years to come. In California, Castela is listed as a fairly endangered species, and in Arizona it is listed as salvage restricted. The United Plant Savers, a medicinal plant conservation nonprofit organization, also lists Castela as a species at threat. If you're unfamiliar with United Plant Savers and working with plant medicine, new to plant medicine, or you're interested in it, I highly recommend familiarizing yourselves with the United Plant Savers species at risk list and the work that they do. For more information, visit unitedplantsavers.org. Castela is primarily threatened by habitat loss imposed by solar farms. It's also impacted by off-road vehicles, dune buggies, and motorcycles. You'll notice here on many of the images that there are cut marks on the twigs showing signs that the stems had recently been harvested. Despite there being a restriction on harvesting in Arizona, folks are still wildcrafting this plant for herbal uses. What I had noticed from the plants that had been cut back, those recent and those from long ago, was that the stems don't grow back. In fact, they die back. It's time that we familiarize ourselves with our actions, rethink wildcrafting, and consider conservation. I found many plants that had been impacted that weren't growing back, that are also impacted by the drought. Let's think about the actions that we impose onto the species.